Hey guys, I am so upset right now. I was taking the picture for this video and I dropped my Sephora mineralized product that I was going to demo. Like, look at this. Can you guys see this? This is a mess. Oh my God. If you have tips on how to fix this, guys, please let me know. I've seen some on the internet, like when you break these, but yeah, if you have any tips, please leave them in the comment section beneath this video, whether you're able to provide some tips during this video, this live stream video, or even if you're not able to do it until after this video goes up, after this live stream, please, please, please leave me some directions. Oh, I see you guys are joining me. Look what I did, y'all. I was taking the picture for this video and I dropped this. I love this stuff and I dropped it. Oh my gosh. So if you have tips to tell me how to fix this, please do let me know. But as you guys could tell, I'm doing a live stream and I'm so glad you're able to join me. I see you guys coming into the room, so say hey as you come in. But I really want this to be a quick sort of tips, 3 tips to help you kind of brighten your under eye area, to get that kind of fresh face glow and that kind of thing. Hey Jennifer, it's so difficult if you have like mature skin like my own. Those of you who follow the channel and are on all the time already know I am 46, and so I have all the challenges that we all have as mature, you know, kind of women. And so what I find is that, hey, a Mustafa, hey girl, welcome. So yeah, like most women my age and probably a little younger and a bit older, like we have these issues like in the under eye area, whether it's darkening around the eyes kind of sinking in, you know, puffiness around the eyes, those kinds of things. Those issues become more amplified, I find, that when you are a woman of a particular age. So I'm going to share in today's live stream just 3 tips that work really well for me. I'm trying to wait for everybody to get in because I see you guys are joining, and I'm glad you're saying hi while you're here. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who you think might benefit and have tips also to contribute to the live streams, because this is all about us. So it's as much about you guys as it is about me sharing, because I learn as much from you guys as, you know, hopefully you're learning, you know, you learn something from me. I always want to provide you with something of value. So thank you guys for joining me, and I look forward to learning about your tips too. All right, so as I was saying, I am a woman of a particular age, and one of the things that I've had to like struggle with the last few years is just like fine lines beneath the eye. You probably can't see it a lot now because I was actually recording a tutorial for you guys, and so I've already done a little bit of makeup. This is like a no makeup look. Like I'm not wearing any foundation right now. I just did my eyebrows and a little bit under the eye, but it dawned on me that I had received a question about how to brighten this area. And so I just want to talk about those tips. And then just so you know, later today, you're going to see a video go up. You guys let me know if you want me to do that video live or if you want me to film a tutorial and do it. But I'm going to show you how to get a voluminous puff when you have fine, low density hair like myself. Yes, y'all. I never knew before I was natural that I didn't know how to do a ponytail. So I had intended to share with you guys like several different ways to ponytail natural hair, especially when you have fine natural hair. And I was going to record that video. My camera's actually recording now, which is why I'm doing this on my phone. But if you guys want to see me do that as a live stream video, you know, let me know in the comments or comment in this video and let me know, or this live stream and let me know. And then I'll just do it as a live stream instead of a traditional video. All right. So let's get to the point of this video. So one of the reasons that we get that kind of sunken in look around the eyes, or our eyes just kind of begin to look, you know, tired, or it's kind of, to me, the first place you begin to see age is in the eye area. And the reason that is because the under eye area doesn't really have a way to lubricate itself. So whether you have, oily skin or combination skin, your skin elsewhere is like creating oils that help you to maintain some of the moisture that you apply to it. When you're moisturizing your face, you spray water on your face, whatever it is you do, you're able to kind of seal that in because you're creating more natural oils on your skin. Well, in the under eye area, it doesn't really produce oils. So we have to kind of like help it. And because a lot of times we don't realize when we're younger, we need to help it, we end up getting those fine lines and the sunken and all that kind of stuff. Some of that is totally normal as you begin to age. But a lot of it just happens because we get older, and then the skin also gets a little bit finer. The skin gets a little bit thinner, and then it gets that kind of crepey look. So we show fatigue much easier, and then also we get the age, the wrinkling, crow's feet, that kind of thing. So one of the things that we can do to keep that at bay, because first I'm going to talk about some, these are not going to be the 3 tips to help you camouflage it, but this is like preventative measures. So if y'all is young, get your pad and paper out. No, but if you're younger and these things, these are practices that you can put in now so that you can keep wrinkles at bay later in life. And if you are around my age or even a little bit older, this information will also be helpful because you can stop doing those things so that you're not progressing around any aging that is happening around the eyes. All right. So one of the things that we do that we don't realize we're doing is we're using products that have essential oils in them, or products that have like drying alcohols in them around the eyes. So what that does is that further dries that area. So for instance, you'll find a lot of like fragrances or strong cleansers or essential oils in various products you use to cleanse your face at the end of the day or in the morning. And if you read the packaging, a lot of times it'll tell you don't use it around the eye area. So part of the reason they don't want you to use those products around the eye area is because they don't want you to accidentally get it in your eyes, because then you'll have burning and it's not a good scene. But the other reason that you shouldn't put it around your eye is because those ingredients will actually contribute to drying out this area prematurely. So when you're using masks, you want to make sure that you keep it, you go this far up and then down. You don't want to get it right up under the eye because again, those essential oils, fragrances, strong cleansers, all of those ingredients will be counterproductive to you maintaining moisture beneath the eye. All right, so that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is begin to use moisturizers that will again kind of infuse and help you to keep this area hydrated. All right, so I'm actually going to go into tip 1 at this point, which is all about hydration. So the first thing you want to do in the morning, and you actually want to do this at night as well, is you want to make sure that you hydrate the face, but don't neglect the eyes. And I mean the under eye area as well as the lid area as well. My lids get very oily, but this area can also get very crepey and rough if I don't, keep it moisturized and exfoliated. So one of the things that I like to do is use a water. You guys know I love the Mario Badescu facial wash. It's multi-purpose. I use it on my hair and my face. So just spritzing the face, with water, and then immediately going in with an under eye cream to seal that moisture in, just like we do our hair. So there are a lot of products on, a lot of products out there. And if you have found something that works for you, I would say continue to use that product. One of the products I like to use is a product that has glycolic acid in it. And the reason I like to use the glycolic acid is because it's going to gently exfoliate under the eyes. So if you've ever seen, men or women who are in their 40s or 50s or 60s, and you look right beneath their eyes, sometimes this area will not only look wrinkled, but it will look sort of rough. And that's because this area is not being exfoliated. So, you know, our skin cells, even under the eye, and even as we get older, we're still turning over skin cells every day. So we have to exfoliate those skin cells away. Now, you don't want to do that like with an abrasive facial cleanser, like the kind with kelp in it, or the apricot scrub. You don't want to use that right beneath the eye because that is going to promote wrinkles. And, you know, this area, again, it gets more sensitive as you get older. So you want to use something that is very gentle. As I said, I like to use an eye cream that has glycolic acid in it. At a level that is appropriate for beneath the eyes. I think I talked about it in a previous video. I like the Mario Badescu. You guys know I love their products anyway. But yeah, I use the Mario Badescu glycolic eye cream. This stuff is just, you know, for me, it's amazing. And I actually didn't believe in eye creams. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Jennifer. I didn't see you come in. Did I? Oh my gosh. Hey, thanks for joining us, ladies. But yeah, you know, I didn't believe eye creams worked for a really, really long time. You know, do you guys have like an eye cream that you use? I would love to see what you're currently using. But you know, what I have found is what I found is that the under eye creams I had tried worked exactly the same way as like a moisturizer, and they didn't break down in a way beneath the eye that that made sense to me. Like this skin, if you touch this part of your skin, it's much less sensitive than the skin that's under here. This skin is, you know, usually, again, it's thinner than the consistency here. And so if I'm putting a moisturizer on my skin, I have to work it in a little more. I can't work that stuff in under my eyes because that means I'm going to be promoting wrinkles, because I'm going to be dragging my finger across the skin just to get it to work in. So the only eye cream that I have found that I really, really enjoy, and again, it's multi-purpose, is the glycolic one by Mario Badescu. And it's only because it's exfoliating and it is hydrating the skin. So you guys have like asked me, you know, how I keep this area like plump and, you know, full. And that's one of the ways I do it. I spritz my face with the rose water, and then I go in and I follow it up immediately with the Mario Badescu glycolic eye cream. And this is also really important. I don't care what you use. I'm just telling you guys what I use, okay? So I'm not pushing nobody product. I'm just telling you what works for me. Whatever eye cream you use, also use it, you know, use it at night, but also use it in the morning before you put any makeup on, because that is going to help your makeup application go smoother. And if you use a concealer to lighten any dark circles you may have under your eyes, it's going to help that product to look more natural and blend in a way that looks natural under the eyes. You know how sometimes you see people and they put like their concealer on under their eyes, and then you see it like, you get that that crepey, you know, the lines look and all that kind of stuff, or it looks really lumpy, it doesn't look smooth, that kind of thing. So you want to make sure that, you know, you put it on and you use one that absorbs into the skin as quickly and easily as possible. And for me, that's the Mario Badescu glycolic eye cream. My cream is Nivea. You pat it in, Vanessa. Yep. That's the most important thing. So when I put this on, I take it, I put some under the eye, and then I pat like this. You don't want to go like this because that means you're pulling that skin and it's already fragile. So just pat it in like this and you're good to go. And this just absorbs right into the skin. I don't have to do any rubbing, and I don't have any excess left on my skin. So I like to do this. And I saw the Nivea. Now, is that Nivea a face cream or is it an eye cream, Vanessa? I'm just curious. Let me pick that up, you know, just to have an alternative. But yeah, I just kind of pat it in, and you know, want to use the fingers that are the gentlest. You know, don't, you know, if this finger, you know, don't do this. You want to use a finger that will allow you to pat the lightest and kind of put it in. So yes, hydrate, for me, I use the facial spray and then I go in with the cream. The next thing I like to do is I must face it. How long does the cream last? How often do you have to repurchase it? Okay, so if you watched my video where I talk about my skincare regimen, I showed you guys that little okay, and Vanessa is also giving you the details on, she'll give you the details on her cream also, letting you know how long that lasts and how often she repurchases that. Do you mind, Vanessa, doing that, please? Because I want to make sure that everybody has a good sense of, you know, how all these products work. So with regard to this one, again, if you watched my skincare regimen where I talk about the Mario Badescu products I use and then also the L'Occitane product I use, I told you guys, like, in that package, that that little one, the real small one, that one lasts me about a month. The other products in that box, and I'll put links to everything we bring up in this video below. So Vanessa says she uses the body cream. So thank you for letting me know that, Vanessa. I'll put that information below as well. Let me write that down, body cream. So that box lasts me a little over or almost 2 months. The eye cream, I run out of that the quickest, I think because it's just the smallest container and I use it twice a day. And so that's why I bought this one. So the small ones from now on, I'm just going to use those for travel and then I'll have this. This will last me forever. So if that really small one lasts me about a month, maybe 6 weeks, all of this is going to last me forever. This is probably going to last me about 6 months to maybe even longer than that, 6 months to a year. I hope it's good for that long. It looks like it's good for like 8 months. So it'll probably last me about that long. And totally worth it. This, you know, it's the best eye cream that I have used. So hopefully, again, Vanessa says in 1 ounce cream, it lasts her about 6 months and it's only $1. There you go. Okay, so that's a good option to look at if you want to try a couple of different things, you know, and, you know, see how it responds, how your skin responds to, you know, to each of those. All right, so you guys got to do what works for you, what works for the budget. And again, just kind of see how your skin responds to stuff. All right, so the next thing I like to do after I have hydrated the skin and I've done all that good stuff is I like to frame my eyebrows. Now, those of you who've seen me do makeup tutorials without having my brows done, you know I have some stingy eyebrows. Like, my hair is fine and my brows are fine. So I go ahead and enhance my brows. But I use this stuff to bring them forward. Well, it's not so important what I use. I will tell you what I use. And the reason I do that in these videos is because invariably people ask me, what are you using? So I'll just tell them what I use. But what I like to do is I like to go in beneath it. And now I'm not one for really, what are they called? You know, those eyebrows that are really sculpted and that kind of stuff. I like a more natural brow look. But even if I'm going with a very natural brow look, I like to just go in with a concealer beneath it, because what it does is it helps to, like, all this area down here that may be a little bit sunken. Like, I don't know if you could tell. There's a little bit of sunkenness here. It's not so bad because I did put a little bit of product on earlier. But this area where, you know, you just have that fatigue going, if you just go under the eyebrow a little bit and just frame it out with a concealer. The Instagram brow, yes. I can't do those. I'm not interested. I like a very natural looking brow. So, yeah, it looks beautiful on some people, but, you know, I don't usually do full face makeup. And so to me, it would just look silly on me. But yeah, so just going in and using a bit of a concealer beneath it and then just pressing it in on that brow bone. What I find is that it lifts this area. Obviously, the brows frame the face, but it tends to lift the area around the eyes that would otherwise Sag. Y'all know how it is. I know my eye area ain't the only eye area that sags. So yeah, it just kind of lifts that area, and it actually kind of brings the eye up, I think, so that you focus less on this area and more on, you know, that really nice aesthetic by just brightening and framing out the eyebrows. The product that, okay, so I used to use LA Girls, which I liked a lot, but it is a very it is, okay, I like multi-purpose products, and I found that I couldn't use it here and then here because it's way too heavy and way too matte for me. And because my skin is oily anyway, it would leave my eyes looking really, really sunken, like by the end of the day, because I'd have all this radiance happening here, and then it would just be like super flat and matte, and it just did not look good. It made this part look even more sunken. It just, So I had been looking for different products, and so my favorite, you guys have seen me use it on the channel, is this NARS product. And I love it. It is radiant, and because I have oily skin, I can use it like beneath my eyes and in this area, and it keeps the look of my skin consistent. So I don't have this super matte under eye or this area and then this radiance going on because of the natural oiliness of my skin elsewhere. So I do really like this, but what I like even more is this one by Tarte, and I just tried it because I've seen a lot of people on YouTube use it. And what I found is for oily skin in the summertime, it helps keep this area, this entire area, more matte, and it brightens the area very naturally. Like I'm going to show you. And you need like only a really little bit of it. So I'm going to show you what I do. So I think it's important to frame around the eyes, but then frame the under eye area as well. And this product won't do it because in the summertime, again, my skin gets a little more oily than it is year round. So this will move around or oxidize on my skin. But what I found is if I take a little bit of the two, and you don't have to do this, I'm just telling you what works for me. So you can figure out a combination that works for you, or, you know, use the products that you already use just to, you know, achieve a result that works for you. But I will take, where's my brush? Okay. So I'll take a brush and then I'll mix the two together. So you have the radiance and then you have this really beautiful coverage in the Shape Tape one. And then I will just like drop it right in here. So the Shape Tape is multi-purpose. It's supposed to brighten the eye and conceal. It will conceal. It's very full coverage, and I don't like full coverage, which is another reason why I mix it with the Radiant product. But oh my goodness, if you put this in the sunken area of your skin and then you just sort of pat it in, it automatically brings that area forward and it brightens around the eye. So I get a lot of darkness or like right up in here and then right down here. So all I have to do, like even if I don't want to wear makeup for that day, is I put a highlighting product, not a highlighter, those powder ones or even the liquid ones, although you can use it. I'm going to show you that later. But you can just take a product like this, very little of it, like I don't even need any more, but you just sort of pat it in that area and then just go in with your finger and press it in, and it brings that sunken area forward so it doesn't even look sunken anymore. And it blends into the skin just so naturally and beautifully. Like I told you guys, I'm not wearing any foundation, and like you cannot tell the difference. A little change like that makes a huge, huge difference. So going in there, and then the other area I like to do, and I'm gonna get a mirror for this. The other area I really, really like to do is this area right beneath the eye. Because you know I was playing around with it. I was playing around with it when I got that kind of result. So another area, like, you know, we can have the sunken area here. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll go all up in this area. Here, I'll just show y'all real quick. Since I couldn't do my tutorial, I tried to do a tutorial for you guys today, but the Lord said no. So So yeah, I just like to go in this area in general and bring life like to the center of the face. I find that when I bring light, just because this is a highlighting a concealer product. So when I do that, it just generally brightens the whole eye area. And again, it brings it forward. So it makes this area look plumper than what we normally experience just due to aging and, you know, that sunken skin thing that happens. Now, sometimes you'll get like darkness around this area. You know how when you're really young and you're youthful and you have that little nice little, it's all plump up under here. Well, as you get older, that kind of goes away unless, you know, you just got some eye irritation going on. What I found is if I take it and I also just dot it right beneath the eye area right here, that will also brighten the eye and make it look, you know, plumper and fuller. Again, the question I received was, you know, how do you, you know, make your under eye area, you know, look so plump and full, even though you old as heck. Even though you're older and, you know, even though, you know, on those days that you're sick and you have those issues. So, because I think this question was under one of those videos where I was actually sick that day. And so she was asking for techniques. And this is what I do. It just brightens under the eye and it gives you that kind of youthful look that my daughter has right under this area. It brings this forward. So if you remember that lighting will bring an area forward and then a darker color will restrict it. It'll bring it in, right? So light will bring it forward. So anywhere around the eyes where you feel like it's sunken and you don't want it to be sunken, just put your product there. Like I get really dark. I don't get dark circles under my eyes, but I'll get dark like right up in here. And so I'll place it there. And that's it. Super easy. So frame the eyes. And so you want to frame the brow, but also think about this area, bringing this forward to frame, you know, and bring the focus to your eye area. So going in this area, just in the center. I know a lot of people like to do the whole thing over here, and you can do that if that's how you like to do your makeup. I just find that as we get older, you know, that don't work. That don't work for me, y'all. It just doesn't work for me past a certain age. So I just prefer to do what works. Less is more, I feel like, as you get older. All right, this video is way over time, but thank goodness I'm getting to the last step. So the last step is highlight. So I stayed away from highlighters for such a long time because I was just like, that's a young girl trend or whatever. And my daughter just like got me to try highlighters. So I was gonna use this one by Sephora, but as I told you guys, I dropped it. So if you can give me a tip on how to fix this, look at that. I would appreciate it. So I'm going to use this other highlighter. It's by Becca and it's called Opal, and I love this color. And so one of the things I like to do is it's all about creating light on the face to help to keep your eyes looking brighter, more awake, and more fresh face. So what I will do, again, even if I'm not really doing makeup, because this stuff just absorbs into the skin so beautifully, is I will take a brush, and I like to use this one. This one is the number 11 brush by BH Cosmetics, and I like it because it's cheap, and it does the job. Now, you could also use, I guess it depends on the pigment you're using also. This is another brush I also use, and I like it because this is natural hair, and what happens is with natural hair, you get a more sheer sort of coverage, whereas with a synthetic brush like this is, you get more pigmented kind of color. So I am going to use this one. It does come out more pigmented, but as you can see, the brush itself is smaller. So I'm fine using this particular brush today. If I was going to do like my cheeks, like highlight like over here, I would use this brush because it will give me a nice, more sheer kind of look. But I just go in and I tap off any excess, and then you just take it and you just dot it in this area. and again, you're kind of going over that area where you might have sunkenness and into this center part. All right, because I don't know if you guys can see like the difference here, just how this has brightened up a little bit in comparison to this side. I don't know if it's coming up on camera. You guys will have to let me know. But yeah, you can take it, put it from the center here, and then just kind of go down and out. And it actually brightens this side. You can see the difference, Vanessa? Yeah. It makes such a huge difference. And people won't know what it is you've done, but it's just the smallest little change or the smallest little act, but it creates such a huge difference in terms of bringing light and creating that, you know, fresh face that, you know, we all want most of the time. Maybe not all the time, but, you know, sometimes you want to look a little fresh face. I do, with minimal effort. Especially if you have kids, because this is good for moms who are on the go too, to be perfectly honest. Like, I wish I had known this when I was a little bit younger. But yeah, just dotting it in here. And you could even kind of go lightly under the eye, just bring it out a little bit more across that area where you want that plumpness to happen. I do suggest using, you know, not using one of those highlighters that, you know, it's a very strong highlighter. You want to use something that's a little bit more natural. I'm using Opal by Becca, and it's like really perfect. So here, since I have a little bit left on the brush, I'm gonna put a little bit here. But yeah, huge difference. And that's it. Super simple, super simple. So I hope this information was helpful. Remember, you want to hydrate the skin. You know, use try aloe vera and water. Try just water. I love to use the Mario Badescu because it's multi-purpose. I use it on my face. I use it, you know, neck, chest, and then also, most importantly, for the hair and the scalp. But whatever you use, make sure that you're hydrating your face with some sort of liquid. Then you want to go back in and you want to seal it in with a cream product. I like the Mario Badescu glycolic cream because it exfoliates the skin very naturally and gently. But then also it gives me all of the benefits you would want from an eye cream in terms of keeping the under eye area supple, in terms of keeping wrinkles at bay, and keeping that area as plump as possible. Then after that, you want to make sure that you're framing, you know, your eyebrows. You know, maybe you just want to do the eyebrows, that's fine. Or framing this area, bringing light to this area, because that is what's going to help bring that sunken under eye area forward. So you want to make sure that you're doing that, bringing light to this area. And then you can further enhance that by using a highlighter. You could really kind of do either or. I like to use a little bit of you know, the concealers I showed you guys, as well as the highlighter, just because I'm not wearing much of anything else when I do this, and I want it, you know, to last all day. I don't like to have to keep touching up my face or anything like that during the course of the day. So that's it. Do you guys have any tips? I know Vanessa shared her tips, but I wonder if anyone else has any tips for how they keep under eye wrinkles at bay, or if you have any skincare tips or products that you are pretty fond of. I would love to learn about those as well. If you did not leave them in the chat, then please do leave them beneath the video once this video goes live, which will be in about 5 minutes or so. If you have any questions, you can also leave those beneath the video once it goes live in about 5 minutes, or once this the recorded version of this live stream goes live. You could leave them under the video at any time as well, and you can come back to this video and refer to any of the techniques or products You know, we talked about. I will leave everything that you guys suggested as well as the products I use in the information section beneath this video, so you can refer to that as well. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. Oh, you didn't tell me. Should I do the voluminous puff video on fine low density hair as a live stream, or should I record it and then upload it? Let me know, guys. Like I said, my camera is charging. So if you guys want it to be a live stream, we still have a few minutes. All right. I will see you guys later. Have a beautiful rest of the day, and I will see you at our regularly scheduled live stream Sundays at 8 p.m. Central. Until then, I want you guys to live life with no lives, just love for your natural hair. Oh, how is the weather where you're at? Vanessa, the weather has been really nice the last few days, but it was humid almost all week. Today is gorgeous. It's only like in the upper 70s, but all week it was super, super hot and super humid. So yeah, it was crazy. You said do the puff live. Okay. I like live streams, so it allows us to ask questions and get a quick response from you. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is, what I'll do is I'll get all the materials I need to do the high puff techniques live, and we'll do that, I guess, maybe in the next half hour or so. I'll send you guys a notification, and I will look forward to you guys joining me then. All right. See you guys. I love you. Have a great 30 minutes till I see you later. Bye.